Very warm welcome to FC Bullard. This is going to be interesting, isn't it?
Look, you can already tell from my face that I'm really excited, Fenners, like really excited.
Yeah.
This guest is, I'm going to go out and say it's the most wild guest we'll ever have on it.
I'm slightly concerned, but I'm excited as well. Obviously, in podcast land, if you're into your football podcasts, there's a wonderful podcast called Open Goal.
Yeah.
Starring our next guest and his counterpart. You've been on the pod, haven't you? But there's, as well as the podcast, there's a lot of synergy because he's also set up his own football club. So we're going to pick his brains.
Loves his fashion.
Loves his fashion. Well, with a small F. Should we welcome him?
Go on, welcome him.
Welcome to FC Bullard, Si Ferry.
What's happening, boys?
Si
He's good.
How are you?
What's up? Crash!
Waller.
See, he started.
Fucking dog and duck podcast, man.
Absolutely,
Dog and
seriously.
fucking duck. Honestly, man.
Rob. Sorry. Come on.
I mean, it's day one stuff, that, isn't it? How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate.
Welcome.
And you know what?
Go on.
It's great to see Jimmy happy because the last time I met him was the first time I met him, and he was a bit upset because a certain TV presenter had just lost his job, and he was very upset over it. So it's great to see him. No, it wasn't you.
Do you know what? It's really showing us up.
Put it here. We'll just put it here.
Stick it there,
Just put it here. Right. We thought you were going to be double-handed today with Slaney. Where's Slaney?
He's not well, mate. He's fucked. I think he's got the COVID.
Has he?
Kissing too many birds, mate.
Okay.
You know
All
that's a fucking lie, don't you?
Yeah.
But we messaged Jim last week.
Told
we
you you're
messaged
gonna
Jim
love
last
it.
week.
We're going to have to get the swear box out for this one,
We
boy.
messaged Jim last week. We were in London last week, down in Brazil, obviously a bit bigger than used to.
He started
And
already.
we've messaged him saying that we're out, and Slaney sent him a picture of himself saying, "Isn't it looking good, Jim?" He wrote back saying, "Oh, you shit face. You look fucking terrible. You've got a head like a jar of pickles." Slaney was on such a high, mate.
You still sounded
I've never
battered.
seen him so devastated.
Let's talk about Open Goal, because you are flying up there, aren't you? Massive following.
Oh, we're doing alright, mate.
Now you're flying, so I ain't having you sitting there. You're flying.
No, we're
how did
doing
it all
well, mate.
start, and who was the brains behind it?
My mate's a brains. He's a producer. I was actually delivering kitchens, mate. Can you
Were
believe
ya?
that part time?
Was ya?
And the fucking housewives loved me, mate.
Yeah.
Kitchen company said it's the most kitchens that's ever been ordered
imagine.
purely because
Yeah.
of the delivery
No, I can
driver.
imagine, mate.
As you said.
Just put your trousers up a little bit more, mate. They're just not quite high enough.
Looks like Humpty Dumpty.
Go on, rate it.
Oh, it's lovely. It's
I love
decent,
you.
actually. You've
I
had a
love
go,
you.
haven't
Get
you?
up. Go on, let's have a little butchers.
I'd usually probably wear it a bit there.
Would you?
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, you mate, you look like.
Raging Bull.
Yeah, I know,
Raging
but no one
Bull.
can see
Yeah,
you. Sit
yeah.
down. What's the matter
Let's
with
have a
you?
look.
You're like a young Meryl Streep.
I don't know what you're looking like. You look like Roland Rat.
All right, like that is it. I see.
I'm only joking.
Ganging up footballers.
No, home goals down well, mate. Do you know the best thing is, mate? Just use it, no, getting the hell off of your pals, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you said before, we'll all just be ourselves. Like, we basically are fucking morons, mate, aren't we? But
Speak for
seem to like
yourself,
it,
you know
mate.
what I mean?
No, mate, listen, I love your energy. I love what you're doing, and I thought, why not? And we are a little bit similar because we're going to talk about you.
Yeah.
You run a football club.
I
as
just
well,
wanted to
didn't
go
you?
back to when I first met you because I was chatting to Jim about it earlier, and
Oh, that was funny.
you know, like people say, "Oh, there aren't many characters within football," and we all know that there are characters within football, but they don't show themselves sometimes. But I remember when I think we first met at Swindon.
you were naked. Why was that?
Yeah, that was
That was that wee phase you were
I'd had
going
a
to,
bad
innit?
week. I'd had a bad weekend.
It was a good weekend,
But
mate.
I was doing Take It Like a Fan. I can't actually remember. Obviously remember you had a big.
Oh, mate, remember that fucking
you were
thing?
like Eraserhead, the film Eraserhead. You had like it was right up there then, wasn't it? Like your
proper
booth
cliff on it.
Yeah. But no one else
see
had
then?
no one else had the hair like that at the time. So you were kind of a bit of everyone's doing it now. So you were like a bit of a forerunner for that. But what did we do? Can you remember on the day?
We done that. Remember, it was a quiz.
Yeah.
So you would ask us questions with me versus Alan Connell, I think.
All right. Well, okay. Yeah.
I think you built up a tenner, then it went 50 quid. I think I ended up winning that.
Was it Fenners Tenors?
Fenners, tenors, that was it.
Someone's got to bring that back.
Listen, I would have loved to have been in the same change room as you. Honestly, your energy and your thing for life and your comedy wit is like frighteningly good. Like, honestly, so I'm not licking your ass there. I think you are amazing. But there's a few friends that, like, you've played. And by the way, with your comedy wit, I want to touch on that. A lot of because I've done a bit of homework, because like once I met you, you was a bloody good player, like technically really good. Like I spoke to Michael Timlin, good friend of ours.
He used to sit on the fucking bench and watch me. That's why he knows how good a player I am. He used to watch us every week. Tim's was playing every week. I came down from Scotland, go and sit on that bench for a year, mate, and I'll fucking show you how to do it.
No, he did. Like, and Michael was a good player,
Yeah, good player.
technically very good. And even Mike, I literally spoke to him last week. I said, Side's coming on, what's he like? He said, Jim, he's wild, like proper wild, but his wildness, a little bit like me, sometimes gets overtaken for your football.
Yeah.
And he said, Jim, he's a proper player. And I went, because I didn't hardly watch you play, because you just lie down to me. But I went to him, what, serious? He went, fucking good. And from a peer point of view, I don't think there's nothing better than that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, I could have played a lot higher than what I did.
No, you should have done.
But just so much carry on in my head back then.
Well, this leads on to my question. Do you think that's partly the reason because of all the carry on in your nut, as you put it?
100%. I remember getting pulled in the office with the chief exec of Swindon and the manager of Swindon, asking why I was tweeting about my dad chasing his naked playing tig.
Yeah.
Like, I would tweet about that. Chief exec would pull me and goes like seriously, is there something wrong with you? Like, do we need to get you help? But I just loved it, mate.
You just tweet that.
I just used to tweet that's how Open Goal started. My mate who's a producer used to read my tweets and fucking loved them. And he's like, we should start a podcast, man, and just go for it there. But even Tim's was a great guy with me, because obviously I'd taken Tim's place in the team. So he should have been fuming. But I was like, this proper fucking renegade for Dundee that came down to Swindon, just packed up, came down my cell, met Billy Painter. I don't know if he's no Bill.
He's crackers as well.
Mate. And me and him just hit it off straight away. So I joined Swindon on a Wednesday. I was making my debut on a Saturday. Me and him sat in the Tawny Owl pub on a Thursday at a pub quiz till 3 o'clock in the morning. Steaming, mate. Knowing that I'm making my league debut on the Saturday. Went out, I think we played Si Ferry.
How old was you then, Si?
21 I was. Because I'd been out for 2 years, mate, with my ankle, so it was my
Did you
first
not
time
think,
back.
no, hang on, I've got a lot here. I've got a lot
Nah,
of
I couldn't give a fuck. I didn't even think like that, mate. Just wanted to take a good time all the time.
Really?
And then went and played on the Saturday, was man of the match, and Bill was like, well, that's got to be a fucking ritual, innit?
Right, okay.
And we were out like 3 times a week. But Tim's again, so we got to Cheltenham, we were flying that year, mate. We got to Cheltenham races, and Danny Wilson had got us a box. Great guy, Danny Wilson. And he's like, he's on it to wear a suit. And I was like, I've not got a fucking suit, I don't own a suit.
When you said Danny Wilson, is that the manager from...
The one that Di Canio pushed.
Mate,
No, the one that when Di Canio pushed the ref, he was his manager. Danny Wilson, he was the Sheffield Wednesday manager at the time.
He managed Bristol.
He's
Bristol
managed
City.
everyone.
Yeah.
The best thing about that is Di Canio hated him because he never really backed him up after the push.
Right, of course.
So we're at Swindon and Danny Wilson's at Sheffield United.
Right.
And for the full week leading up to the game, he called him Dennis Wilson to us. He wrong named him for the full week, mate.
Who did, Paolo?
Di Canio.
What, on purpose?
On purpose, mate.
Yeah.
Dennis, he called him a hit. So anyway.
What's Danny just fuming?
Fuming, mate. Fuming. He's Dennising him off on the side of the pitch. And Tim's was like a cool guy, mate. He was from London. He had a bit about him. He spent a few quid on his clothes and stuff like that.
Who?
Michael Tim was.
Sure about that? Look like paraffin.
So he goes like that to me, I'll give you a suit. It was like at that time it would have been Armani, obviously not that good now, but back then it was a fucking
What do you mean it's not that good now? He's one of the best designers ever.
He's dog shit into Armani. He's dog shit into Armani. So Tim's gives me this suit. He's like, it's one of my best suits, so do not fucking ruin it. So we get into the pub early, man, like 9 bells let us into the pub because we're going to Cheltenham. So by the time we get to Cheltenham, I'm fucking steaming, mate. Walk into the box, first drink, picks up a pint with his suit on and just goes, fuck you, right over my head, mate. His full suit drenched. I sat there the full day just pouring pints over my head in Tim's suit, and he was fucking fizzing.
How old were you when you finished?
When I finished playing?
Yeah.
I only finished 2 years ago.
Right, okay.
So
And how old are you now?
36.
Wow. Did Open Goal start when you was playing? How long have you been
Open Goal started when I was 28, and I was a fucking down and out, mate.
What, so
proper
you
down
started
and out.
Open Goal when you was playing? I didn't even know
Playing
that.
part-time in Scotland. Mate, I've said this before. I went for a game away for getting the championship for Swindon to 2 years later playing part-time in Scotland and delivering kitchens, mate.
Right.
Again, just because my head was fucking all over the place.
Really?
But it's mad,
So do you wish now that you concentrated a bit more, or would you not?
Nah, fuck it, mate. Enjoyed it, man.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I love. There ain't a lot of people like the only player I can resemble. Like he's, you can tell, like he's mad, right? He's a lot of it as well. So there's a few questions going on in my head. Is a lot of it just to entertain your peers and like?
Oh, that was what back then, mate. See, like the
Is that
older
all you
guys billing
wanted?
that, mate. I just
Your
lived
peers
to make
back in
them
to
laugh.
say he's cracker. Is that all you lived off?
Oh, I lived off him, mate. Just to make them laugh. Like my last ever trip with Celtic, I'd went on loan at Swindon for that year, but I came back to Celtic and Neil Lennon was the manager. Who I liked Lenny because he was my reserve man. Lad. And Lenny's crackers, mate, so he loved it. So that was my party trick. I had like 12 mates for Dundee. We came down to play a final. That was my party trick. I used to just pour pints over my head and sit in the fucking soaking the full night. Strange times. So we go to America. We go to America, mate. I know, it's fucking mad thinking what you've done. We went to America last night. Lenny's like, I was trying to get a move to Swindon at the time, and Celtic weren't really going to let me go. So Swindon were kind of like trying to push the move.
Don't kid yourself, man. They couldn't wait to let you go.
They wanted an extra $5 for us. And so me, Big Charlie McGrew, who's one of my best mates.
He's blinding, by the way. We'll talk about him.
Great guy, mate. So he was a couple of years older than me, so he'd always know how to lead me on. He'd know how to fucking get me going. And I think Mark Crosas had annoyed him that trip. Another boy that played midfield, so we're sitting, there was pizzas on the table, and Mark Crosas is sitting maybe 6 down for us, and Charlie goes like that to me, "Bet you won't hit Crosas in the face with a pizza."
You want someone
and
pulls it on
fucking course we'll gaze it. So I get a bit of pepperoni pizza, mate. But I never knew this at the time, that there was a Nike sponsor. Celtic had just signed a deal with Nike, and the main guy that invited them over to America to sort of seal the deal.
Yeah.
So as I've gone, I've just went, "Fuck you, man." And it's like slow motion, mate. Crosas just, for some reason, goes like that with his head, mate.
Matrix.
And the Nike, mate, and
Nike, right?
And you just see pepperoni pizza sliding down the Nike rep's face, man. I'm like, oh no, man. So, and my other mate, Paul McGowan, he was another one. He got a steamer. You're 2 young boys, mate. He tried to stick the head on the captain, Scott Brown. Tried to stick the nut on him. We're like slaughtering first team players, mate, telling them they're hopeless, like, how the fuck are you playing for Celtic? So the next day,
because that is role reversal. You don't usually see younger boys giving it to the first.
No, never, mate.
You proper role reversal.
We were on one, mate. We were on one, mate.
What give you the balls and the brazenness to do that?
So that year at Swindon, it done it, mate, because they were all doing these sort of things. Like Billy Painter was jumping through tables and all that, mate. So
Billy Painter.
Billy was like 6'2", mate. He would just run in a pub in Swindon and just bomb, and the table would just collapse, mate. And he'd think that was fucking hilarious, mate. That was like his party trick, and then he just got up the road.
In terms of, your personality, like, in my mind, like, you wouldn't have been able to get away with all the stuff that you're doing unless you were a good player as well. Because I think that would have got that. Which were any managers that
curbed that
like
you kind of clashed with?
Mate, the best thing I ever told Fenners was Danny Wilson loved it.
Yeah,
he fucking loved it. He used to bring me in and go, "Get in that dressing room and make it lively."
I get it when a manager loves it, but you ain't getting away with that shit with Roy Hodgson. Would you? If a manager that strict, would you carry on being you?
Well, that'll come to Di Canio. We'll come to that in a minute. He's the only manager I've been scared of.
It's my fucking podcast. I'll decide when we come to it.
I'll take this podcast off you if I want
to. I won't have your pile of shit.
So Danny Wilson loved it, mate, right? We've got Swindon have put on a fucking end of season, like, well done for getting to the playoff final. Obviously they thought we were going up, but we had a party in Alan O'Brien's house, and this was before we were going to the Swindon ground for the party. So we met again there early, like 10 o'clock, with big drinkers in that team, so we were all there, Billy Painter and all these sort of types, and end up getting absolutely steaming at that. So we turn up at the event steaming. So Swindon again were trying to buy me at the time, and I'm like, Danny, you better make this happen. You better make this happen. And he's like,
to the gaffer?
To the gaffer, mate, in his face, mate.
Is that how you used to talk to him?
I was like, this has been the best year of my life. If you didn't sign me, I'm going to come back down here and I'll find you. Giving him all that sort of stuff. But he loved it, mate. He was laughing. I go into the county ground. It's like the directors and all there, and fans that have paid money to be there. So I go into the toilet and I'm standing doing a pish. And the worst person ever to come at this moment, Billy Painter comes in. So I'm doing a pish, and out of nowhere, Billy just goes and starts pissing all over me. So I start.
This is making you look like the dullest footballer ever.
So I start pissing on him back. Obviously, piss fight. And then Danny Ward comes in.
Obviously, it's a piss fight.
Obviously, yeah.
And that was the only time Danny Wilson came up to the floor and said, "Mate, get yourselves up the fucking road." But then he signed us 2 weeks later, mate, so he must have buzzed off it.
Really? Great lad, yeah. Your best manager ever.
Oh, Danny Wilson's amazing, mate. Just see what you said, mate. He actually just wanted you to be yourself, man.
Yeah.
He said, just be yourself. It's got to where you are. He always used to say that. It's got to where you are. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
I wished I'd played with Danny Wilson.
So,
And then obviously,
yeah,
man
so
comes in.
tell us about your time playing for Paolo.
So the next year, Paul Hart came in, hated me. That was when the tweet stuff was happening.
Right.
Danny Wilson got sacked. Paul Hart comes in, hated me. I mean,
just because you're too much for him?
too much, mate. Hated this man.
Yeah.
Like proper hated. Wasn't even getting on the bench, mate.
Yeah.
Like in the stand and stuff like that. So then he gets sacked, and then I'm sitting in my bed in Dundee one day, mate, and it just comes out on Sky. Paolo di Canio named Swindon manager.
What do you like?
Do you know Cal Kennedy that plays on Mark White's team now? Remember Cal? You probably would never heard of him. He's played about 17 games in his career.
Mark White, our manager?
He plays for their team. He's a hero, Cal Kennedy. Probably one of my best mates in football.
Really?
Hero, mate. Great guy. Funny as anything. So he texts me, "Oi, geez, Di Canio's got the Swindon job." He actually wrote, he says, "I can imagine that'll be 5-a-sides and scissor kicks every day. Be fucking proper, won't it?" And I'm like, "Oh, buzzing, mate. Like, this'll be total football. We'll just do fucking volleys all day. Be easy."
So you're thinking at this point, you're back in with the
here.
I'm
sniff.
back in, mate. But you love me, like, I'm a bit of a ball player, innit? You like me. And so I've went away celebrating. I went to like Magaluf with their mates for a week.
And what, before you met him?
Before I've met him, and then I went to New York for a week with my missus. I'm fucking eating all sorts, fucking so heavy, mate. And the first day he gets us in a meeting, and we're all standing, me, Matt Ritchie, Paul Caddis, and he looks and he goes like, "3 little piggies! 3 little piggies!" And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Look at the size of you." He couldn't believe how fat we were, right? So he's like, first thing, everyone on the scales. So I'm like, "Oh no, man, this guy's on it." I thought he'd be a laugh. I thought it'd be a fucking laugh and a joke,
You should have
mate.
given me a tinkle. I'd have told you that would have gone down.
Oh, mate, so he lines us up.
Yeah.
And his sports scientist is taking the weights. And I'll never forget it, man. I think I had like chute wrappers in my fucking shorts. So I was trying to get rid of the chute wrappers, man, before I stepped on the scales. Mate, I step on the scales and I'm like 79 kilo or something, and Di Canio's, I can remember he's went, "No, what is this?"
No.
What? He looks at us, he's like, "The little piggy." He kept calling us fat boy. He's like, it's not possible for someone your height to be 79 kilo. 79 kilo. And I was like, "Oh no," because weight had never been mentioned before with Danny. Like,
Nah, of course.
never, mate. That would never come in at me. Like, "Can you play?" And that was it. So he's like, "I'm going to watch everything you eat." He's like, "You can't play for me looking like this. Like, you can't represent me on the pitch. You don't play until you're down to 72 kilo.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck." So, mate, we go at, he hates me at this point, mate. I mean, hates me. He's fucking eyeballing me at lunch, mate.
Just what? Not because you're a bit overweight, or just as he.
And then obviously hears that I'm a bit of a fuck about and stuff like that. And then he is on me, mate. So the hardest thing, I think the hardest training you've ever done, mate, and double it with Di Canio, mate. Like, I don't care who you've had, mate, you've never done fucking training like this. I did not know what had fucking hit me, right? And then after that, he would take me and him for a run, and we'd run, and he would just slaughter us, mate.
Would he?
He's like, "Tell me why you want to be like this, why your shit mind works like this. You're shit professional. You're fucking good player and you want to act like this." So we go to Italy, mate, right? 90-degree heat, mate, and I'm no fucking... See, when he landed in the airport, mate, it was like David Beckham into Heathrow. Everyone loved him, mate. Loved him.
Yeah.
So his 4 mates come to the airport to pick us up. This guy's got a fucking skinhead, man. The scariest looking guy I've ever seen in my life. And he's like that to me, came up to me, whispered in my ear, "Little piggy, if you touch a dessert, he will kill you." Potty tease, mate. We then get to the airport, the hotel early, mate. We can't get in our hotel. He's like, "Come and watch this." Flips his laptop up, and this guy who's standing watching, big stupid, is watching Di Canio play the guy's a UFC fighter, mate, and he's showing us, and he's like, "This is what this guy will do to you if you eat dessert this week."
Really put it on you double time.
He's double time, mate, shitting myself. Guy's staring at his man. I honestly, genuinely thought I was going to go up to my room. Genuinely thought I was going to go up to my room and I was sharing with that guy.
No.
Honestly, mate, like, that's how much he was staring at us. So, mate, we get out for the first day of training, right? And this is his first ever speech. He goes like that, "Your shitty English mentality, with your Wednesdays off and your Sundays off." He goes, "No days off." And we're like, "No, get a day off on a Sunday, don't we?"
Surely, yeah.
"No days off." Mate, we were in for something like 85 days in a row.
But did you not... Si, you're a good footballer. Did you not like a bit of that? Where, like, he's probably trying to warm you, weren't he?
No, at the time I thought he was this stage I think
Because
he's a prick.
if he wanted to pie you, mate, Paolo would just bomb you.
That comes from it.
Right.
That comes. So, first day, and he goes, "Another thing, no water." I'm like, "What?" no water. I was like, mate, it's 90 degrees, what are you talking about, no water? Like, we're doing a 3-hour session. Mate, my mouth was like a fucking tumble dryer, man. Honestly, no water, mate, and you are fucking sprinting for miles, mate. And
Just trying to get it off you.
Just try to get it off us. He wouldn't let us drink water, mate. So then next time, mate, he's like that. Kept potty to the guy, mate. I'm fucking, my head's all over a gaff here. Next thing, this guy takes his fucking top off, mate. He's got Di Canio's face tattooed on his back.
Oh no! So he loves Paolo as well.
He loves it. He's like, to me, this guy guards my house when I'm away from Italy. Where used to, what was it, Argentinian bulldogs or something like that, Argentinian Rottweilers. He says he finds fingers in my garden. I'm like, mate, what is happening here, man? So,
from Danny Wilson to this, Clancy's come on top.
Mate, see if I was Danny Wilson, we'd have been in a pub for 3 years, mate. Fucking, I'd have been a hero, man. I was like, how quickly my life's changed. So anyway, I started to do a wee bit better, and then that was a good thing about him, mate. Like, he'd come up to you and he'd go, look at these beautiful cheekbones, and he'd slap me and go, why do you want to be a fat little pig when you can, not a bad looking guy?
He's trying to change your way. Yeah.
And then I made the biggest mistake ever. So me and him are kind of getting back on side. We play a pre-season friendly at Swindon.
Can I just stop you there? Because he's probably seen you. Look, for all you mess about there, I think there's a percentage of you. If you've tried to get on board there, haven't you?
No, definitely, mate. I
so
realise
there is
that.
Definitely, like, because of your quality play, he would have known that.
Yeah.
Because I know what Paolo's about, so he'd have definitely tried to get you back on board.
No, I definitely. Again, like, later on, I seen like how good a guy he was, but. Yeah. But this is what he was also like. So me and him are all right now at this stage. Done all right in a couple of pre-season friendlies. Our last pre-season friendly before the first game of the season, I'm going to say we're playing Burnley. I'm sure it was Burnley or something like that. And I'm on the bench, and he's made subs, and then it was like 3 minutes to go, and it was like me and a youth team player on the side of the bench, and he puts a youth team player on first. And I'm thinking, I thought we were all right, man. Like, what's happened? And then he asked me to go on. A minute to go, and I was like, nah, I'm not going on. Nah, fucking mugging us off, innit? I'm not going on. And then he comes in after the dressing room, mate, and I've never.
What, he asked you to go on, you went, nah?
I was like, nah, take the piss out of us, man. Put the youth team player on before us, like.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly if I went on or no, but there was an argument on the bench, and then he comes in after the game.
Oh, hang on a minute, did you go on or not?
Pre-season friendly. I
went on,
don't think I went on.
Maybe
he did shit my pants.
Yeah, he went on.
After the game, mate, nobody's ever shouted at me like my life. Like,
what did not even your parents?
He's like, it will take a miracle now. He's like, you were third choice? Now, sixth choice.
Is that what he said?
Sixth choice. He's like, tell your agent to get you out. So I phoned my agent. I was like, I need to hear, mate. Like, this guy fucking hates me, man. Like, that's me done. My agent's like, nobody wants you, mate. I was going to go to Rotherham, mate, but Steve Evans I think he heard that I was a bit of a fucking madman and stuff like that. And he was like, nobody wants you, mate. You're just going to need to fucking buckle up and get on with it, mate. So for the next first 5 games of the season, I didn't see a pitch, mate. See a pitch. But the best thing ever, mate, is he loses his first 5. So see if he'd started well, mate, I'd have been fucked. I'd have been working in a pub in Dundee at 24, mate. I'd have been done.
Really?
He loses his first 5 every week. I'm like, yes. Every time they get beat. And he goes like that. We played Dagenham away, I'll never forget it. And Paul Caddish, who was the captain, he's my best mate. He went to Gaffer was speaking to us before the game. He's thinking about maybe bringing you on tonight. We're getting beat. This is again how much I used to think he was fucking with my head. We're getting beat, he doesn't put us on. And I'm like, guys, he's just fucking with me, man. And then never forget it, we're going to play Oxford in the derby on the Saturday. He calls me in his office. He's just standing staring at us for like 2 minutes. Don't know if he wanted me to say anything like that. Tomorrow, fat boy, you play. This is your one opportunity. Either take it or you don't. Don't play well, you're done. Played Oxford, got beat, but I got man of the match. Done really well. And then, mate, I played the most minutes that season. Never started every game after that. Wasn't I sub once?
Did he warm to you?
Loved us, mate.
Paolo?
Loved us,
Wow.
Me and him, I was like his fucking...
What, from there to there?
For there on,
Yeah, he's a winner, Paolo.
And then he phoned us at the end of the season, never forget it, sitting in Dundee, in Glasgow, was it this time, probably hungover. And phoned us and he was like, just want to say thanks for everything you done last season. He says, other characters would have folded. He says, you fucking stuck with it. Proved you're a man.
Really?
He said, and then his last words, he says, any time I'm at, for the full time I'm at Swindon, you'll be there. No matter what, you'll be there.
Wow. Really?
Hero, mate. I love him, mate.
Wow.
And again,
from all that, I didn't know it was going to end like that. I didn't know it was going to end like that.
Come on later on in life, and I hit rock bottom, mate, when I left full-time football. Like, I mean rock bottom, mate. Like delivering kitchens for a living, playing part-time. And I never forget, mate, I'm walking up the road for a fucking night shift at 6 a.m, right? For Springburn to Steps. And I had a pure like breakdown, mate, on the way up the road, and I'm like, how's my life in this stage? I've got a wife, 2 kids, can't afford my mortgage or stuff like that, and I just fucking, honestly, mate, this is no word that I thought back to what he used to say, is like, you blame everybody else. Well, you fucking didn't take any acceptance for why you are the way you are. And I was like, that's the stage I'm at now again. I'm starting to be that, and I need to fucking change. I was going to say to
you, was it not like, look, I love what you're about, but like, I'm just being honest, man to man here. Was there not, surely you ain't that fucking silly? Surely you go, it is my fault. Like, you put yourself in that position. You are that wild, Si.
Yeah.
That you're going to live or die by the sword here.
But that was the thing about Di Canio, mate. Like, I totally changed, right? And for the 18 months, it was the best football I've ever played in my life. Like, I was linked to him, moved to Birmingham and stuff like that, because Kaz went to Birmingham, says Lee Clark.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just so you got my question. My question to you is a bit serious. I don't want to strip you here because I love you. But when you're rock bottom and when you're low, for all your antics and all your love for that side of it, you got an opportunity here to be a great footballer.
So no, that wasn't rock bottom end, Jim. That was like years later. That's what I'm saying. But then I fucking thought of what he used to say to us. And I was like, he was completely right.
So you was younger then?
I was younger then. And I did change, mate, for 18 months. But then I still had it in me to fuck it, mate. Because have you heard the story about when we won the league? So again, like, me and him are tight now, mate. And I'm playing every week. And his mum passed away, right?
Yeah.
So that was on a Thursday. He came back on the Saturday. We played Plymouth at home. That virtually meant we were up. But he had to go back on the Sunday for the funeral, and he was coming back for the Aldershot game on the Tuesday. So we won Saturday. If we'd won Tuesday, guaranteed you're up. Guaranteed, like, mathematically you're done. Yeah. Hard season, especially the way we started the season, stuff like that. So I'll never forget, he comes in after the game on against Plymouth on Saturday and gave a big speech about how well we'd done and stuff like that. And then he went, last thing he said, please lads, no one go out tonight, please. He says, we've got Aldershot Tuesday, we'll win that. He says, I promise you we'll have the biggest party ever. I'll take you out, food, we'll go out, we'll have a great time together. Mate, honestly, dressing room door hadn't even shut, and I was like, that's fucking, it's Aldershot, man, of course we'll beat them. Where are we going tonight? And so, my last memory of that night, it's like fucking dancing about Swindon at like 2 a.m, mate.
Really?
But the thing is, mate, I thought I got away with it because he was in Italy. I was like, nobody's going to find it. Because there was times when we'd be out, mate, right? And you would just see his head pop up outside, and we'd be like hiding behind people in bars.
Really?
Mate. Oh, mate, he was on it, mate.
What? He'd pop out himself?
Pop it? No, how many coaches, mate? His coaches never had a life,
mate. He's a bulldog head. He'd be after you.
No, that was just his mate. He was only in Italy. Mate, the goalie coach tells a great story, right? Because they were all shit scared of him, mate. He used to make, after training, mate, they would go to his house where he was staying, the 5 of them, and he would make them watch the opposition on Saturday. Right. He said, so we used to be at about 3-4 o'clock, mate. He said, you just want to go home and relax. And he would then he would put Italian football on, and he'd make them watch Italian football. But they had to watch it, mate. Yeah. And the goalie coach was like, one time I was watching a Sampdoria game or something, and it was like 9 o'clock at night. I started to fall asleep, and Nick's like, are you not watching the goalkeeper? This is what West keeps doing. He's like, oh no, man. That's how obsessed this guy was with football.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, pure. Mate, he's like nobody I've ever met. Like, honestly, mate.
Yeah.
But he is on it, right? Yeah. So we got the Saturdays, like 5 of us, mate, right? We're out, and so we're coming we're in the Sunday with the assistant manager, but you're a bit rough, but you're hiding it. Monday, nothing said, assistant manager. So I'm like to the 5 guys, fine, man, nobody knows, we're fine. Like, we've got away with this, no problem. Never forget it, mate. We had a meeting at the county ground before we travel Aldershot. We're all sitting, and the assistant manager does all the clips on Plymouth, and then he walks in, fuming, mate. My heart has never beat so fast in its life. And then he gives a normal talk, and I think, oh, he's actually alright. And then he starts talking about fucking El Hadj Diouf. It's like, some of you think you're El Hadj Diouf. And I was like, the fuck does that mean? So we get on the bus, he doesn't go into detail, but he's like, some of you think, and I was like, oh no, man. So on the fall way on the bus there, I'm like to my 4 pals that were out. I was like, I think he knows, man. In fact, he names the team and I'm not in it.
Right.
But another couple of boys who were out are in it.
All right.
So I was like, I played every game that year at Bar the 5. And but I wasn't, he used to call me a chihuahua in away games. He's like, BrewDog at home, chihuahua away from home.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, sometimes he does say that away from home, so he might be leaving me out for this one. Used to are playing, so he must not know. So they're like, no, he must not know, we're all right. And then the game starts, mate, and Aldershot go one up. Of course they do, mate. They're going one up to him on the bench. And he goes like that, Simon, go and warm up. And I was like, right, I'm going on, so he doesn't know. Because if he knew, he wouldn't have put us on. Yeah. He'd be raging as he'd wait to get us in the dressing room. So I'm fucking in the clear here, we're fine. I'll come on, fucking do a bit and we'll win. Just as I go to go on, mate, he whispers something to me. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was basically saying, I know you were fucking out Saturday and you're a dead man.
Really?
So I'm running on the pitch, mate, and my lip must have been fucking trembling. I'm like, to the other two boys, he knows.
How can you still play under that?
So, mate, Jim, I get the ball, mate, slip. They run through, score, 2-0, game done. No. Never walked out of the dressing room so slow in my life, mate.
Yeah. Standing over, I take my time with it.
I could have sat in the middle of the centre circle and just get it, mate.
Yeah.
It's like that to the boys, I'm fucking dead, man. Mate, I've never seen a dressing room like this. You know, the metal skips? He fucking boom! Alan Connell again just misses him, mate. Fucking smashes it. He takes his jacket off, mate, takes his tie off, takes his shirt off. These fucking guys! They think they're fucking celebrities in Swindon! You want to go out, you want to drink the poison! Comes in my face, he's like, you like to dance? You like to dance? I'm like, he never knew where to go. No. But the best thing was, mate, there was an iPad sitting, right? An iPod, remember an iPod? Sitting in, his assistant manager was sitting next to the iPod. He's like, show me how you dance. I'm sitting, mate, I wasn't sure whether I get him dancing or what to do. So he starts dancing. Mate, and then he goes like that, see that wall there, that brick wall there, mate, there was a brick wall. If you've seen Aldershot, it's an old school stadium, mate, he goes, fuck you, man. Punches it, mate, his Rolex goes, boof. Pops it, turns to his assistant manager, he goes, Fabrizio, put the music on, let them dance.
Shut up.
Swear, mate, right?
What did he wrap up? Do you remember the tune?
Well, Fabrizio was that scared of me. He wasn't sure whether to put the music on. We're all just looking. So, mate, we got on the bus, right? And I'm like, oh no, what have I done, man? I fucking ruined it again. Wow. Get on the bus, mate. The driver puts the radio on, which comes up as a local radio station. He's getting interviewed. Simon Ferry, Alan McCormack, Rafa De Vita, Joe De Vera, Aidan Flinty got put in it and he wasn't even out. Aidan Flint. I know these guys were out. They've disgraced every Swindon fan. They've ruined the season for us. So I'm like, oh no, man, I'm done. I'm 100% done. Best thing I ever done, mate, right? Next morning I went, Gaffer, can I speak to you in the dressing room? I went, listen, I'm really sorry, man. Like, completely out of order what I'd done. I fucking apologised. Disgusted with myself. Sat his down, mate. Never forget it, as he was getting changed at the time. He was standing in his pants and couldn't have been any more brand new, man. Really? Honestly, like fucking a hero, like amazing. He's like, you've obviously got something in you that you need to change and it's going to take longer than I thought it was going to take, but he's like, you've been brilliant for me this year. One mishap with the full season, I can accept it. You'll be back in Gillingham.
It seems like a relationship up and down, man.
Like, even listening to you,
I can't deal with that. I just want to know where I am. Yeah. Like, imagine having him.
Mate, the last thing I'll say about him, genius.
Do you still keep in touch with him?
Done the hydro for us, mate.
Right. Okay, so we're going to get onto that because...
Paolo did.
Done the hydro for us, mate.
No, he didn't.
He did, mate. Done the hydro.
That's
hero.
phenomenal.
I love him, mate. He totally changed me as a person.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. For 18 months and then I went back to being an idiot again. But for 18 months I was like a different guy, mate.
So tell us about your show that you did, live show, because we're going to be doing the same thing in December, courtesy of Lost Lager. We're putting on a show.
Finally got someone to sponsor us and to help us out and take it to the next level, so thank yous.
Yeah.
Lost Lager.
Are we spending the money wisely?
Are we?
Absolutely not.
We do it FC Bullard style, kicking it off with a Christmas bash.
Christmas party. I mean,
absolutely.
We've finally secured some investment, and he thinks the best way to use that money is to splash out on a Christmas do.
We're about numbers. 25,000 subs I see plus. So give them what they want. Party, come and meet us. Get involved. It'd be lovely.
16th of December at the Vaudeville Theatre.
Tickets are on sale very soon.
Now.
The tickets are on sale.
Even sooner than
now.
that.
Literally now. I did make a quick phone call on the way out. I did say, we're going to put it on a Christmas bash to the BrewDog governor, and he's like, go on, crack on.
Tell us what you did for yours.
How many did you have at the Hydro?
13,000 the first one. Was it 12, 13? 13 first one I had.
13k?
13k, mate.
Like,
wow.
All right, we've got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So,
You'll get there,
what
lads.
would you say that we need
Couple of personalities.
What have you learned?
You need a couple of new personalities, I think.
We're fucked.
Fuck.
What
Mate,
was your first?
I'm going to tell you this now. You've played in the Premier League. You'll never be as nervous as you are going on that stage, mate.
I think you forgot. I've done live TV though, haven't I?
Oh, I know, mate.
There's levels here. So.
That's true. You have live TV is probably harder than that.
You know what I mean? Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, red light animal, do that. Like,
and there's so many millions watching on it. Well, for us, then it was like
it's like a pizza.
He's slung one in. He's gone under.
All right, we'll see. Right, yeah. All right. Wait till we get on his podcast in a minute. He's fucking
mate,
getting
see if you want the show to be amazing, just fucking phone Tommy Graveson and get him to do it for you.
Well,
he done our first show, mate, and it was like shoot you in with him, mate. I played him at Celtic. Di Canio's like the most charismatic guy I've ever met in my life.
You loved Tom though, didn't you?
Graveson second, mate.
Yeah.
He's like a bit like Jim.
He was just crazy.
Crazy, mate.
He was like so aggressive. I've never met, Ian Ashby, I keep saying about him, but he's aggressive. But Tommy Graveson was like, fucking rip your head off.
Oh, he's fucking miles off it, mate. Miles off it. Never told this story before. There was a guy, you'll not mind me saying, because he knows himself, he's not the best looking guy in the world. He used to work at Celtic Park. He used to do the breakfasts. So he's a great guy, but he loved the first team players. Like, he's one of them, he'd look after the first, but we'd be like jobbies because we were the reserves.
Yeah.
Quite rightly, so we're fucking dog shit. But we hear that Tommy Graveson's signing for Celtic, but we think the same as you. Oh my God, he looks like an angry bastard. He'll hate us, man. So we got up to the canteen early to just watch him coming in to see what he was like. We used to do that with new signings. So we are standing, and the guy that I was talking about, he loved meeting new signings and like introducing himself first. So I'll never forget it, mate. He comes bouncing through the doors, man. He bounces in with his big barrel chest. He looks at that guy, and that guy goes to speak. He goes, I can't believe it! It's George Clooney!
Did he?
The guy's fucking devastated.
He just had that in him.
Has anyone ever told you look like George Clooney, lad?
Did he?
Screaming, mate, and everyone's like that. Who is that? That was his first entrance to the Celtic. Like the full first team were sitting, all the reserves watching him, and that's what he bounced in and said.
Just crackers.
And then he's like, "Who are you guys?" And we were like, "Oh, we're the reserves, mate." He's like, "You're shit then?" And we were like, "Shit, mate." He's like, "What do you do?" And we're like, "We play pool in that room." You play what? And I was like, "Pool." He's like, "I fucking love pool, lads." He's like, "When do you play?" And we was like, "Before training, after training." So he goes and sits, and we didn't think anything else out, mate, right? So we go into the pool room first day, and you would like put your name down for who was next. He just burst in, mate. He's like, you're off, lad, I'm on. Just grabs the cue, mate. First game, he gets beat. So we're like, "Right, Tommy, you're off." He's like, "No, lad, I stay on." You're off. So like, mate, it's his first day at Celtic training. It's like training starting at 10:30, and we're getting like 25 to 25 past. It's like, "Tommy, you'll go training." "Training? I'm playing pool, lad." And just loved it, mate, right? So you think that's mad, how you love pool. See, if you're cheeking at him, mate, he would just grab you in a headlock and he would just throw you to the deck, and he'd hold you there for about 15 minutes, right? And you'd be like, Tommy, training's starting in 5 minutes. He's like, "I don't care, lad. I don't care."
Just off it.
Oh, and he would see when he had you in a headlock, mate. He wouldn't be. He'd just be staring into your eyes, not saying anything.
Strong as fuck.
Strong as fuck, mate. Strongest guy in the world. So then you get down to training, mate, right? He's got the ball on the edge of the box, and say like somebody's to the right hand side to him, and he can maybe slip them in, but there's also a chance that he's going to shoot. He goes to lift his foot back, and somebody goes, "Yes, Tommy!" Stops, mate, in the middle of training, picks the ball up, and he goes like that. "Don't shout at the shooter, lad! I hate that!"
I've heard you say that before. That's so funny.
That's quality.
But mate, honestly, like, if his team was getting beat like 2-0 in training, he'd just go and grab the ball, and he'd like make an announcement. He's like, "It's not 2-0. We start again. 0-0, lads." He's like, "I've been off it. I apologise to my team."
Was the gaffer Lenny?
Yeah, it was Gordon Strachan at the time, mate.
Yeah.
What did he take? How did he take him?
Well, Aidan McGeady tells the story, didn't he, that Gordon Strachan slaughtering Aidan, and Tommy's sitting behind Gordon Strachan, and Aidan just looks in the corner, and Tommy's sitting with a paper and 2 eyes cut out and doing that to him. Aidan lived next to him, and he said, he says to Aidan, "We should share a car, lad." And Aidan's like, "Why don't I just drive one day and you drive the next time? We'll just share it that way." He goes like, No, I'm going to get us a car to drive together, lad." So next day he comes in, he goes, "I got us a car." And then he goes, "What?" He goes, "I'm going to buy us a Bugatti." 260 grand or something, mate.
Shut up.
So do you know how, like, you'll know yourself, so when you get put down the reserves, mate, you can't be fucked, can you, like, if you're a first team player?
Yeah.
He gets bombed for Celtic after about, what would it have been, 7 months? 7 months, mate, right? He gets put down to train with the reserves on a permanent, that's when you know you're done. So any other first team player that's ever happened to, they just come, toss it in, mate.
Tommy did.
So you move, mate, like, but the manager would say, just go and train with the reserves.
Yeah.
Actually, you come and get changed. The first team dressing room, go and train with the reserves. Mate, he moved into the reserve dressing room. Comes bouncing, he goes, I'm with you guys now, lads. This is going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Just like there was
loved it, mate.
Yeah.
So see, in training, mate, you would just go about booting everyone, just a total
He's showing them that you can't
So, mate,
break
see, the
him.
next summer, we go to Ireland pre-season, 2 weeks with the reserves. And we're like, surely Tommy's not going to go, because Willie McStay, who was the reserve manager, was like, it's a choice for the first team players. If you want to come, you don't need to come, you can stay here, it's up to you. Of course I'm coming, lad. I'm on corners, free kicks and penalties, and I want to be captain.
What a character.
So,
Was this after his Madrid? Or...
This was after Madrid, mate.
But you all must have looked up to him and gone, fuck, it's Tommy G, like.
He couldn't look up to him, mate. He was so wild. He told us that Ronaldo had a nightclub in his house. And there was nights
Ronaldo
where...
R9.
R9, he loves that. That's his hero, mate. See if you say a bad word about R9, mate, he'd wrestle you, man. See if he said, like, he was fat or that. Don't say that about him, lad.
What? I love him.
I
want to meet him.
He's a hero, mate. What was I saying? He comes to Ireland. So I'll never forget it, mate. We were playing, like, I can't remember the exact team, St. Pat's or something, playing them on, like, a Saturday. So we met to train on the Friday. So we come down to train in our boots. And Willie McStay's like, right, the bus is going to take us to training. He's like, training's cancelled, lads. And we're like, what do you mean? He's like, I booked us all seats at the cinema to see the Joker, lads. The new Batman Returns. Heath Ledger's the Joker. He's meant to be amazing in it. And Willie's like, no, we've got to train because we've got a game tomorrow. He's like, we're not training, Willie. I've cancelled it. So we get to the cinema, mate, right? Get to the cinema and he's booked, like, there's 20 of us. We had 19 seats at the back row and he's in the front row himself.
Shut up.
So we're just watching him, mate, watching this film, and he's fucking Peter getting stabbed and he's killing himself laughing, mate. Loves it, right? So after the film, all he kept saying was, why so serious, lad? Loved it, right? That was his thing. Why so serious after the Joker? So the next day we go out, get beat, mate, and Willie McStay comes in after the game and he's going off his tits. He's like that. Gordon Stratton's going to go off his nut. I've got like Tommy Graves and Derek Rad, first team, best young players in Scotland. We're getting beat 4-1 for fucking St. Pat's. Going off his nut that minute. Graveson stands up and goes, why so serious, lad?
Oh my God.
Quality.
So see, when I phoned him, mate, right, to do the hydro.
Yeah.
No, that's it. My mate, the producer, phoned him first. Or we got in touch with him somewhere and he said, tell Simon to phone me at 6 o'clock on the 14th of fucking November. Something like that, like exact time, exact date. And then just as he was going off the phone, he went, and tell him to stop telling lies about me, lad.
Is that what he said?
So he's phoned me. See, when I had to phone him at 6 o'clock that night, my hand was shit. Mate, it was a house phone. It was his mum's house. His mum's house phone. So I phoned his house and he went, hello? And I went, Tommy, it's Simon. He went, who? And I went, Simon Ferry. And he went, that, why have you been telling lies about me, lad? And I was like, what jinx lies? But he denies everything, mate. He denies everything. If you ever tell a story. So eventually we get to him and I'm like, you going to do the howdo then? He goes, let me have a think about it, lad. And I went, do you want to meet? I don't want to meet you before. I don't want to meet you after. I'll let you know if I'm going to do the show. So he phones us back like the next day and says, okay, I'll do the show. So he comes to Glasgow, does the show, mate, and he was fucking sensational.
I've seen
man.
clips of it.
Oh,
he is the nuts, isn't he?
He's a nuts, mate.
Can we get him on here?
And you sound like him, actually, when you do it.
He's an enigma, mate. I'm not sure.
No.
We were going to give him like a good...
He's an enigma.
But this is where he's brilliant, mate. We gave him a big, like, good bit of cash today and he gave it out of charity, mate.
Yeah.
Did he?
Well,
If he's buying baguettes, he don't need it, does he?
Yeah, he left Celtic and he turned up a year later for a game that's still wearing the club suit.
That's quality.
Celtic
Still had the club suit on, the club tie. He'd been away for a year.
So,
that's class.
we're trying to get Tommy Graveson, all right. What we need to do very quickly, if we can, is
I don't think I've ever laughed.
we need to. Obviously, we want it.
I'm not sure I want him in the club.
I'm not sure. I mean, I do want him, but I'm a bit.
No,
I'm a
but
bit
that's what I'm saying.
fearful.
I'm a reformed character and I'm completely
It's like,
different, mate.
so
Wife,
we need
kids.
to find you. We need to find you a role within the club. Now, I understand that you are currently an assistant manager.
Assistant manager, mate. I fucking love it.
Go on, tell us about that.
So I was a manager. We had our own club as we're going to come to, I think, and I was a manager at that time. I'd been a coach for 4 years at Peterhead,
Right.
which is like the north of Scotland. Part time, so I was a player coach, but I used to do all the training and stuff like that, and I fucking got a proper buzz for it. I used to do the Canio stuff, mate, because he was a genius, man. And like doing that in lower league football just
She learned
works
laughing,
a treat, mate. Tried to do the manager thing, and then
Go around screaming, going, "You look like a pig!"
oh mate, that's what I've turned into, though. I'm like the harshest guy ever,
are you?
mate. I have turned into him.
Okay.
Mate. So my mate Was it remember Darvel? I don't know if you heard about the Scottish Cup result. Darvel beat Aberdeen. Who Darvel were like eight leagues below them. They beat Aberdeen in the Scottish Cup. So he's my mate. So we decided to do it together. He's the manager at East Kilbride. I'm the assistant manager because I didn't want to manage again after how it went. And then we won the league last year. Just beat Airdrie, who are in the Championship on Saturday in the Challenge Cup. Wow. So doing well, mate.
Fantastic. And you love it?
Love it, mate. Obsessed.
Play?
Obsessed, mate. We constantly play. Never kicked a goal kick once, mate.
I love it.
Never.
Don't get in clipping it.
Clipping it, or it goes into an area, mate. But never ever just kick the ball in my sleeve, mate. Never.
I love
Total football, mate. I love it.
Yeah.
Like Ange Postecoglou completely changed my way of fucking thinking about football, mate.
Where's you around him then?
Just what we interviewed him at Celtic 3 times, and just how he spoke about football, and we watched a couple of sessions and stuff like that, and it was like,
really?
Wow.
Go on, can you give me an inkling? What's he into?
Just the fullbacks coming in the pitch, mate, and just dominating that area of the pitch, and how he explains why.
Just midfielders, basically, and
midfielders, mate, and it just gives you such an overload in the middle of the pitch, mate. And then when you lose it, everyone's close together to go and win it back. Yeah. Front 3 staying high, leaving that space to leave an 8v6 in your half of the pitch. 2 extra players should dominate the ball, and then you're getting more quality passes into your front players for them to go and attack. When it gets in there's always designated runners in certain spaces, and then it's up to the players to go and decide on the pitch.
Give your numbers heavy up the pitch.
Really good, mate. Really good.
Yeah, instead of us, 4-4-2. Clip it in the channel, let's turn them. Let's play in their half. Fuck, it's half a yard gaffer. Yeah. It's so shit back then.
That was the biggest thing. Like, was it Di Canio used to say, if you kick the ball up there at the 2 biggest centre halves, like, where's the logic in that? You're kicking the ball up to the 2 biggest players in their team. Like, why does that make any sense?
It's really Ange that good, yeah.
And like, even Di Canio used to say, like, you can go and get a guy for the pub 12 pints deep, put a pair of boots on him and ask him to kick the ball up the pitch, you'd be able to do it, wouldn't you?
Of course, yeah.
So how's that the way to play football, mate?
Yeah.
So everything we do is like totally possession based, mate. Fucking love it, man.
FC Bullard is brought to you by Sky Bet.
It absolutely is, Bully. And just like FC Bullard, Sky Bet is for the fans. So it's time for this week's Sky Bet fan view question.
Come in. I like these.
Which summer signing do you think will have the biggest impact?
Go on.
I've got to chuck a few names at you.
Go on.
We've got Dominic Solanke, we've got Emil Smith-Rowe, we've got Matthias de Ligt, we've got João Felix and Pedro Neto.
Yes.
Now, I'm ready to go on this. I'm ready to go on this if you need a bit of thinking time on it.
I don't.
I'll go on then.
João Felix comes straight in, but Cole Palmer.
Yeah, got you.
Do you get what I mean? He hasn't really had a free run at it.
Right, because he's taken all the...
He started so well. Yeah. But Emil Smith-Rowe at my old club, Fulham.
Yeah.
When he first signed from Arsenal, it's a cracking signing.
Yeah, I think so.
Hit the ground running. And then Pedro Neto.
Yeah.
Hell of a player.
Yeah. Neto's the one for me. I just think that's a really good signing. I'm not saying Chelsea aren't in the mix of top clubs.
Yeah.
I mean, they've started really well, haven't they, this season? If he'd gone to City or Liverpool or Arsenal, then it would have...
Some clubs are the right fit, aren't they, at the right time?
Yeah.
And you think he's the right fit at the right time.
I mean, he was such a standout at Wolves, I felt.
Yeah.
Like the pace, that's
rapid,
kind of pace, but really kind of economical with his work, as they say in the industry, Jim. Just quality. It's just like, and so it was only a matter of time, wasn't it?
I'm gonna go Emil Smith-Rowe.
Yeah.
I think he's got more in him. Still really young man. At a club like that, I don't know, when he went there, I just thought it's really nicely suited for him to come in. Ain't much of a shift, London to a London club. Do you get what I mean? It's like, I think he could be like a big fish there in a small pond, which sometimes people like. Do you get what I mean? He's been at Arsenal and sort of shadowed all his career. Do you know what I mean? By huge players, which Fulham, don't get me wrong, they've started to sign some good players now. But I just fancy him having a real big impact at Fulham. I really do. And I think they're warm to him, the fans. Do you get what I mean?
Cheers, Jim.
Good, wasn't it?
I think we nailed that one.
Yep.
That was this week's Sky Bet fan view. Sky Bet is for the fans. 18 plus, begambleaware.org. And remember, please gamble responsibly. So, if we were to offer you a role here at FC Bullard, would...
Who's the manager?
Mark White at the moment.
Oh, mate, trust me, you'd love him.
My mate plays for him, he fucking loves him.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So why would you go like that?
Does the styles need to suit me?
Well, the style of play is a little bit questionable with him.
Well,
but we can override.
I'm the director of football.
I'm not sure I want to come into a club where the director's like dictating how we play, to be honest, mate.
Oh, so all right.
We fucking stops and starts with us, mate, the football side.
Well, I'll oversee all of that, and it's out and out football. That's what we're about, just so you know.
I couldn't care what the directors were about, mate.
Oh, well, that's disrespectful. You won't get a fucking
Do
job
you
here.
want, you still going to be the management team if you want to fucking tell us how to play football?
Well, you're just being rude now. Look, listen, you've just crept back in your Paolo days there.
Mate, that's one of my biggest pet hates in football.
What?
Directors and people above dictating how the team plays.
No, we didn't say
this ain't going to work.
No, it's not going to work. Give the job to somebody else,
It's not going to work.
Brian
I'm
Kidd,
sorry.
you can
listen to me.
Get Brian Kidd or somebody's assistant. Fucking yes, man. Use the yes, man.
We'll get back to you.
Settle down.
We'll get back to you.
Because I don't want to lose you. I think you're great. I think you'll be great for us. But I would like to hear from you. What do you think? What role do you think you'd fit into FC Bullard? Where do you think? What would you like to do for us? Now you can go in as a player. I would love that from you. Just come in.
I'd rather play.
I've grabbed him. He's
He
like,
wants in now, doesn't he? He wants in now.
You little rat.
Yeah.
I'd like to play for Matt White too. I love managers like that.
Well,
Okay.
come on.
Well, yeah, all
Get
right.
him in and consult him. Look,
We'll get you in.
imagine him and Siddy sorting our
Yeah.
nights out, running
Yeah.
the change room.
Yeah.
We need him in the mix.
I think it's good
He's
energy.
only going to work in the
Good
mix.
energy, and I
But
think
see my mate Cal Kennedy, he's genuinely there because he's good for the dressing room. Like Mark White tells him that he never plays, mate. And he plays like 5 minutes in here, but Mark White every summer goes like that. Cal's going, take it, that's me away then, Gaffer. Like, no.
Can you still
Fuck
play?
off,
Do you
Cal,
look
you'll be
after-
here next year. I can still play her. I can still play with her.
Oh, you
right.
crack me out the side. I've never met someone so
we'll get you out on pitch
cocksure.
soon, and we'll put you through. We'll get
Do you
Paolo.
play with a
put you through the-
tash?
Play with the Tash, mate. Oh, mate, see the dogs abuse I get. I was telling you about yesterday. On Saturday, some of the shouts I get, mate, because the
You
podcast.
look amazing there, kit. Old school
Oh my
kit
God,
with a
yeah,
tash.
yeah.
You get the old school photographer taking a picture of him on the pitch with a leather piece of leather. It looked like a 70s football game.
What is the strip? You got a picture of the strip?
Mate, it's the nuts.
No.
Yeah, we'll show
Where
you.
is it?
Yeah, I've not got it yet.
We haven't got it yet,
It's
but
in-
we've
it's in,
designed it all. There's the badge.
It's happening.
There's the badge there.
Yeah.
Black and white kit. It's got like a Juve feel come 1970s old school. It's the nuts.
Yeah, so you're on. You're in.
I'm in, mate.
You're in.
Just
Player.
come,
Get us in as a
listen.
player.
Come down. See if you like and feel it. You can be half a sign if you want. You don't have to do. Listen, you ain't signing your life away. I feel like
Thanks,
you're scared
mate.
that you got a
Welcome
bit more
on
work
board.
down here.
What's
You
the
wanna-
door? What's the
listen,
door like? Is that been
We
has
ain't
that get
paying you.
mentioned?
Oh look, listen. I've got a sponsor now.
BrewDog.
So we've got a few quid behind us. There might be a way how we can like find you a few quid if we do some big events. All right. I'm not going to promise the world.
I play for you to, but you don't want to. I play for free.
That's great news.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Si Ferry, I've absolutely loved you.
Heroes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, boys.
And you are in that case, but I love it.